If you run a towing business and you feel like that you might be paying more than you should for calls from Google Ads, there are a few things that can contribute to that. And they may not always be easy to spot just by looking at your billing. In this video, I'll go through some of the reasons why towing companies can end up overpaying and a few things worth reviewing in your account. So let's get started. So guys, if you're a towing company and you think you're overpaying for your phone calls with Google Ads, then in this video we're going to go through some of the mistakes towing businesses might be making when running Google Ads, which might cause their phone calls to be more expensive. And personally, with towing service businesses, I've generated thousands of phone calls, and I'm going to share with you some of the common mistakes businesses might be making while running Google Ads. This is one of our example account, and in the last 30 days, as you can see, this specific account generated 456 phone calls and around 277 conversions. And the cost per conversion is calculated using these conversion numbers, which is $19.26. And why we're not calculating using this number of phone calls, which can make the cost per conversion even cheaper. Let's say it can make the cost per conversion around maybe between $12 to $14, if not less. But I think this can be more accurate way than calculating each and every phone call, because these phone calls can include repeat phone calls. Let's say the same person might call 3 times, 5 times, and I wouldn't want to include each and every phone call as a conversion. So that is better to count unique number of phone calls. Also, you might have missed phone calls, which might not be included in the number of conversions. Also, you might have certain phone calls which might be less than 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Again, that might not be included in the number of conversions. So that's why these numbers can be less than the number of phone calls. So let's see why the cost per conversion or cost per phone calls can be more expensive with certain types of towing businesses when running Google Ads. A quick reminder, I've generated thousands of phone calls using Google Ads. If you want to copy my exact Google Ads campaign structure to generate phone calls, I'm giving it away for free. You can use it as a blueprint or copy it into your own account. Link is in the description below. So the first thing I would say, when they are creating campaigns from the start, they might be just creating the campaigns with the goal of generating traffic and not creating call focused Google Ads campaigns. So with call focused Google Ads campaigns, from your target keywords, from your ad group structure, and also the type of extensions you are using, and overall campaign settings should be focused on generating phone calls and not just driving traffic to your ads or to your website. So let's say whenever you're creating your campaigns, in every single step, that would be better if you are creating them to generate phone calls, and the things that you're doing with your campaigns should help you to generate as many phone calls as possible. For example, when creating your campaigns, you might focus on leads rather than website traffic. And when you're focusing on leads, you should focus mostly on generating phone calls. And also the types of keywords you are using should be searched by people who are more likely to call you rather than looking for information and may not have the intent of not to call your business. So from your keyword research until you launch your campaigns, overall campaign structure should be created to generate phone calls and not just to drive traffic to your ads or to your website. And the next reason why you might be paying more for your phone calls with Google Ads is lack of optimization. Let's say you have created high quality Google Ads campaigns, but because you might have lack of optimization or you didn't spend enough time with your campaigns, overall the campaign's performance might go down. Let's say you were generating phone calls or cost per conversion with Google Ads was, let's say, $20 or less than $20. But if you are not optimizing regularly your campaigns, let's say certain service areas might be more expensive and certain service areas might be cheaper. And based on that, you can optimize your campaigns, but you're not doing that. Your overall cost per conversion can go up as well. Let's say from $20, it can go to $25, $30, or even above $30. So even if you have high quality campaigns, that doesn't mean it's going to continue performing the same, because Google Ads can require continuous optimization. The strategy might be working today, might not work in the future. And especially if there are certain groups of keywords that are generating consistent number of phone calls, let's say with cheaper cost per phone call, that means that's an opportunity to focus on those types of keywords. Or there might also be certain groups of keywords which might be more expensive and they might be spending equally the same amount of budget, which means it can drive up your average cost per conversion. And if you are using also smart bidding strategies, that can affect your overall campaign performance. So, to allocate your budgets more efficiently, maybe you can create their separate campaigns to separate cheaper and more expensive phone calls. Or another way would be you can limit the search volume of certain more expensive phone calls. Or maybe you can pause those kind of keywords or ad groups that are making your average cost per phone call or cost per conversion more expensive. So those things can be done after you generate some data, and you can optimize your campaigns based on the data you receive with Google Ads. And the next possible reason could be they might be targeting keywords with weak buyer intent, which means people are just looking for information and they may not be your ideal customers, which might be ready to call your business. So let's see which kind of keywords you can target. So from our Google Ads dashboard, you can go to tools and the planning. You're going to go to keyword planner and click on discover new keywords. And from here, you can enter your target keyword. As an example, I'm going to enter a broad term, which is towing, which can give us more keyword ideas. So as you can see from one keyword, we have 401 keyword ideas available. And as you can see, we can choose more specific, higher intent keywords. And if somebody is using these exact specific search terms, there is a high chance that they might be looking for services or companies in their location. So tow truck near me, towing company near me, tow service near me, towing service, tow truck service near me. Even some people might use the word tow truck and might be looking for service. But these are some initial list of keywords, and you can validate that after running them for some time. Even if some of those keywords might look like very high intent, after running them for some time, it might be more expensive in your market. For example, tow truck service near me might be really good keyword, but after running it for 1 month, you might see that this specific keyword is more expensive than tow service near me. Sometimes it might not make sense, but market can decide which specific keyword in the auctions can be more expensive or cheaper to generate phone calls or conversions. So you can choose your initial list of keywords, which might be potentially higher intent and can attract phone calls or conversions. But after running them for some time, you can optimize your campaigns, and based on your data, certain number of keywords can start to be more affordable or cheaper, and certain types of keywords can be more expensive than other keywords. But your goal should be to choose buyer intent keywords. So if somebody uses your target keywords, there should be higher chance that those people might call your business when using those specific search terms on Google. And the businesses with more expensive cost per phone call might be using very broad terms as well, such as towing, or let's say some of these keywords might become more expensive after running them for some time, and they might be keep using them thinking they are high intent, but actually markets might have already decided that in the auctions some of these keywords may have started to be more expensive. So you need to optimize your campaigns and first target higher intent keywords to increase the chance of generating phone calls, and from those keywords try to choose more cheaper keywords, because not all keywords can be equal. Some of them can be more expensive than others. And the next reason why certain businesses might be overpaying to generate phone calls with Google Ads is they may not be adding negative keywords regularly. So let's say after running your ads for some time, you might receive low quality, irrelevant service names in your list of search terms. Or some people might be looking for your competitors and your ads might show up and they might see your ad or they might click on your ad, which might be waste of budget. So that's why you need to clean your search terms report, and Google Ads can show your ads even if they are looking for your competitors. Even if they are in the same space, people are already looking for your competitors. That means they are somewhat convinced to use the service of your competitors rather than your service. Maybe they have high reputation in your industry. And even if they call your business after finding out that you're a different company than what they're looking for, they might just hang up and you can waste your budgets with that way. So a better way would be to go through your search terms report regularly and add irrelevant service names or competitor names as negative keywords. So if you see the list of negative keywords from this specific business in the last 30 days, I'm going to filter that. As you can see, added and excluded filter is using excluded only. We're not seeing added, we're not seeing added, excluded, and none, which means it can only show the excluded keywords. As you can see, negative keywords have been added here, and most of them can be other competitor names, and sometimes they might also look for some irrelevant services. But if you keep doing that, certain big competitor names which people are looking for with high search volume, you may start blocking them, and it can also help you to save some budget because they can also waste some of your ad spend because they might have high search volume and more people might be looking for these competitor names. And to increase the quality of your phone calls, you need to keep adding negative keywords and make your search terms more cleaner. And the next thing in our list, why certain types of businesses might be overpaying for phone calls, is they might mix too many keywords in one ad group or few number of ad groups. Let's say they're a towing business and they might offer different roadside assistance services. They might offer jump starts, they might offer tire change, fuel delivery, car lockout, and towing services. And let's say they might use all of them in one ad group, or let's say a few ad groups. And sometimes if a person searches something on Google, let's say they search jumpstart services, and in your headline within your ad group you're saying we offer towing services, call us if you need help, for example, but they're looking for jumpstart services. That is a problem with targeting too many keywords in one ad group and showing one generic message. But instead you can make it more focused, and for different types of services you can create different ad groups and you can make them more targeted, so that if somebody is looking for jumpstart services, if your ad copy says do you need jumpstart service, call us now if you need help. And if they're looking for tire change, you can say do you need a tire change, call us if you need help. That will make the experience more customized and can also increase your chance of getting more phone calls with that way. Yes, it might require more work to make your campaigns more targeted, but overall, with your clicks, you can increase your chance of turning some of those clicks into phone calls because you are making your campaign structure more targeted. And the next reason why you might be paying more for your phone calls with Google Ads, because you might not have call focused landing page dedicated for Google Ads. As an example, let's imagine this is our landing page, because I cannot share the landing page of the client, and we can see the mobile version of the landing page. As you can see from here, you can see it for different mobile screen sizes. And with this mobile version, you need to have very relevant headline to what they're looking for. Let's say if they're looking for Jumpstart, that would be really good if you are creating a relevant headline for Jumpstart services. At least you can say something like we offer roadside assistance services. So if they are looking for different services related to roadside assistance, they can see that it is still relevant. But a better way would be to create different landing pages for different relevant services. And also you can add your descriptions, you can add your trust factors if you have some trust factors that you can increase your chance of getting more phone calls. And also, of course, you can add your call to actions to receive phone calls with Google Ads. And with my own clients, I try to build their landing page for free using my own templates rather than working on their generic low quality landing pages, which might waste some of the ad budget, because landing page is also one of the important part of turning traffic into phone call, because not all of the clicks might come from ads. Some of the people may not get convinced by looking at your headlines and descriptions of your ads, and they may want to click on your ad and see your website and go through the content of your website or your landing page and see whether you're a right type of company that they're looking for, and then they might call your business after going through the content of your landing page. So that's why creating a dedicated call focused landing page can help you to increase your conversion rate, and these kind of high quality landing pages can help you with your overall performance as well. And the next thing in our list, adapting to changing market conditions. This is also a really important factor when it comes to managing Google Ads campaigns, because not all your campaigns can continue performing the same as they were doing before, because some campaigns might perform really good for some period of time and their cost per conversions and cost per phone calls might be really good for some time, but after some time, after running them, they might start underperform as well. Google Ads system might change, or there might be some external factors. You might have more competition, the auction might change, people might start bidding more, and there might be more competition, and your overall CPC might be higher, and that can cause higher cost per phone call or higher cost per conversion in your specific location as well. So you cannot guarantee that your specific type of campaigns that were performing really well for some time can perform the same way in the future. So that's why I might have different types of campaigns. Or if I see some kind of unusual trend, let's say they were generating phone calls or conversions within a certain range, and sometimes their costs start to be more expensive, that means I need to work on the campaigns, or that means I need to maybe start working on different types of campaigns as well. So let's say with this specific client, I have several campaigns, and I might have created these several campaigns at different times as well, because some of them generated conversions, and after some time I've added another version of the campaign. And overall, these are the type of campaigns that I'm using for now. But in the past, with this specific account, I've created several campaigns, and some of them started underperforming and I had to pause them. And that means you need to adapt to different market conditions, and sometimes your existing campaigns may not continue to perform the same way they were doing before. And of course, I wouldn't suggest to change your campaigns, create a different campaign very frequently. Yes, of course, you need to give them some time. The campaigns might perform very good for several months, maybe for several years for some account. But definitely, there might be some changes, and the system might change. The auctions might change, the prices might change, and overall, the cost per phone call or cost per conversion might change as well. And you need to adapt to different market conditions depending on the performance of your existing campaigns as well. And the last thing in our list, why you might be getting more expensive phone calls or conversions, is lack of poor conversion tracking. As we've talked at the start of this video, you shouldn't track each and every phone call as a conversion. That may not be an accurate way of tracking phone calls. Some people might do that, and I wouldn't say that's an accurate way, and that can lead to poor optimization as well. So let's say you're tracking phone calls for your business, and you can get phone calls directly from ads, and also you can get phone call related conversions from your landing page. And with your ads, for example, you shouldn't track each and every phone call, or you shouldn't track phone calls with more than 5 seconds, let's say, or more than a second. Some people might do that maybe, and it can also artificially increase the number of phone calls. Right now, if it's showing 254, with that way, it might show 300. And that can also look like as if their cost per conversion might be cheaper. If we're getting cost per conversion, let's say $19 right now, and without calculation, that might show the cost per conversion is around $15 or $14. But behind that, if you check, it can be poor conversion tracking, and it might also affect your results as well, because you might not know, is this an accurate way of tracking your campaign performance? Or certain types of keywords might actually be more expensive than how they're looking. Let's say you think flatbed towing, as an example, is cheaper because that's what your conversion tracking data is showing. But you might be double counting and your numbers might be 2 times more expensive. And if you do optimizations based on that inaccurate conversion tracking, your optimizations might not be accurate. So that's why tracking your conversions properly is really important. You can make your changes or any optimizations at the keyword level, at the ad level, ad group level, campaign level. And also, if you are using smart bidding strategies also can look at your conversion tracking data. If it's inaccurate, it can also make its optimizations inaccurately. That's why making sure that you're tracking your conversions properly is really important, because that can help you to analyze your campaign performance more accurately. And if you want to make changes based on that analysis, you can make more correct decisions if you have proper conversion tracking. So guys, these are some of the mistakes towing businesses might be making with their Google Ads accounts, and that's why they might be getting more expensive phone calls with Google Ads. And again, guys, if you want to copy the type of my Google Ads campaign structure, you can see that by clicking the link in the description below. Or if you guys want my help to generate phone calls for your towing business, you can also apply to work with me, and we can see whether we can work together. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching this video, and see you guys in my other videos.